Hello, in this video I'm just going to show you a couple items that I made for an art trade that I need to post tomorrow, so now is a good time to film a video. Good news, our Crafty Coven 13-day Halloween Advent does appear to be on this year, so I am working on stuff for that too, and hopefully there will be several videos to do with that later on in October, but for now I'll just show you what I'm working on now and what I've completed for this kind of mini trade that I've done in the meantime. Right, so the person I'm trading with really likes frogs and mushrooms, so that's kind of a running theme. And also, as you know, if you follow me, I like to use art trades and like our Halloween Advent and things to work on new ideas and to try new things. So in this one, I have started trying to teach myself Coptic stitch binding. This one's a bit distended because the book's got a bit chunky, but yeah, Coptic stitch binding. It isn't perfect. I'm still learning, but now I can bind books in I think 4 or 5 different ways, which is great, I suppose. So yes, I made a mini book as part of this trade. On the outside you can see there are stone beads and a frog charm tied here, and that can get out of the way. It's tied with sari silk. There's a lot of textures and materials going on with this. We've got stone, metal, wood, more metal. We've got sari silk, which is, you know, from caterpillars. And this book can be tied like various ways. This is just the way that I've tied it with its little tassels here. And sari silk is very strong, but that's just kind of, so it all just dangles lovely and soft. And then it opens out. You can see this is just wood. I put some metal corners on there. That's part of the stitching. And I just did very little bits of ephemera. There's only 2 pockets. There's a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back. The person I'm giving this to is an artist, and I tried to make it like a sketchbook so they can totally gut this and just use it as a sketchbook and fill it with their own things. But just a few little bits of like inspirational mushroominess and whatnot. So the pages are all torn and roughed up and inked as per my large books. And here's just a few little bits of ephemera. There's 3 signatures and some just random stickers that I put in as well. And it's a moon and some more stickers. And that's the little book. So that's one bit of this trade, and this is just a little illustration that I actually drew and stuck on the cover. Now the other part of this trade, I wasn't intending on crocheting anything because we agreed to make the trade a certain size. So, and in the UK, large letter is basically something that's big enough to fit through the letter slot, and I'd bought large letter boxes so that could keep me in check size-wise. And I thought, well, I won't be able to like crochet any amigurumi. However, on the exact day that I agreed to do this trade with this person who loves mushrooms and frogs, my favorite designer of a certain a frog pattern, my favorite frog pattern designer, dropped a free pattern for a mushroom shaped hat for the frog. So I had to make a mushroom hat for a frog, and I had to make the frog for the mushroom hat. So I did it tiny. So here we have, and I'm building off of kind of the idea of like pocket support. So if you've seen my other videos for my Crafty Coven swaps, we do a lot of pocket support themed type thing. So this is a little tin that is, you know, pocketable. We've got cattails and full moon and stars and just foliage. On the back, bleh, it says mini potato frog, because with this frog pattern, it's a great pattern. It's a crochet pattern, and I think it's based on kind of the shape of a knitting pattern that's gone quite viral. But I've yet to be able to teach myself to do that one. So I like the crochet one, and it does have legs. However, I find when you've just got the frog body, and I'll show you what I mean, when you've just got the frog body, it is so much cuter, and then you add legs and it's still cute, but it's just like cuter, like a little cat loafing. And I call them potato frogs when I don't put legs on them. So mini potato frog. And I'll show you this, and then I'll show you one that I did make ages ago with legs, so you can see what I mean about the legs thing. So you open it up, and it's a little guy, and he's got a little mushroom hat that's kind of like almost like a mushroom blanket because it's huge. And I just covered the hat in little French knots because it was so small. It's even got a little stem. I love that detail on the pattern. Like there's a bit of stem on the mushroom. And here's the little guy. And see what I mean? Look at his little face. He's beautiful. It just reminds me of a cat just loafing. So I imagine that he's just really chunky and the little leggies are tucked underneath. And just holding him like this in his little face. Ugh. So that's why I didn't make legs. They get all twisty with crochet as well. And in here I also have one of the quartz worry stones that I put into many things. And here in the moss, I packed him some snacks. I made tiny little polymer clay ladybirds. There's 2 ladybirds, and there's also a little let's see if I can find them. It's just kind of like little secret things that I like to tuck in to see if people find them. So this is like a little woodlouse. So there's like ladybugs and a woodlouse. So he's got snacks, so he won't be oh, I gotta laugh at myself. So he won't be you know, hungry in his travels. So yeah, that's another part. And if I screw it all together, it's nice and compact and will fit through the letterbox in the large letter box. So those are 2 things that I made exclusively. Actually, I did say that I was going to show you the other frog. Hold on. This is, okay, so this is what he looks like. Let me just, I didn't prepare for this. This is spontaneous stuff, and I refuse to edit. So this is a box I have with all my tiny things that I've made. And I do have a frog that I put legs on. So he is cute with legs, but you have to also put wire in the legs to make them not get super curly. So here he is. He is cute, but I just really love a potato frog. So yeah, I mean, the legs aren't exactly difficult to make, but I do prefer them without legs. And I just think that they're just more of a pocket pal that way. So there's my reasoning. So those are 2 things that I made exclusively for this trade. What else do I have to show you? Ah, yes, this is something I've been working on. So I apologize if the light is going to bounce off these and make it uncomfortable to look at. I bought myself 2 badge makers. So that's pins, like badge pins, pin badges. And my idea was I really like making like tiny art. So what I'm putting in the badges isn't like a print out that I've created, like I've done the art and then I've printed multiples. These are, each one is its own little artwork encapsulated in a badge. So I've done these with paint pens, felt tip pens, and you can see there's sparkles as well because I've used lots of gel pens and like micron pens for the detail. So each one of these is completely unique. It's a tiny little artwork, a tiny little illustration. And my grand idea was that I was going to put these in my folksy shop, but then I lost all motivation to actually get to that stage where I put them in my folksy shop. So I don't actually know what I'm going to do with these, but I still think it's a really good idea. I've not seen other people doing stuff like this, but I thought it'd be a great way, especially with all this AI nonsense, for people to support real artists with small works and, you know, actually perhaps collect actual art that isn't just prints. They're real tiny little illustrations, because it's a very unique thing. And this is an idea that one of my kids is really good at it as well, and it would be brilliant if they could do something with this idea too. But anyway, that's something I've been working on. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I don't know if they're going to end up in a shop. The shop that I currently sell things in, I think that they already have quite a lot of different kinds of badges, so I don't know. I'd have to find probably another shop to put these in. But anyway, sorry, I just hit the camera because of course I did. That's another whole concept that I've been developing, and I really, really enjoy just sitting down and making a pile of tiny little random illustrations. So there's that. Oh, I did mention all the Coptic binding. So this is the book that I finished. These are all the other books I made. So these three are pretty much the same format as this one, but in each one I was getting better at the stitching. And this one I tried to do with like a cork cover and a different string. So I've actually got 4 more of these that haven't really been finished that I'm working on. So there's more of that. And yeah, another thing I've been doing, and this is just kind of a stress relief thing, is I found a beaded frog pattern that I really like, and I've just been making beaded frogs. Just, this one glows in the dark. I had the beads, and then I went crazy. And one of the beads, bead sets came with this little scoop, and I'll show you what I do with this scoop. It's hilarious. Well, I think it's hilarious. Anyway, these are really cute to put into like plants and things. It's like the paper stars, but obviously there's a lot more steps. I'm making them in all the colors, every color I can think of, and there's debris. So yes, they live in this box, and sometimes I just like to scoop them and watch how they like cling to the spoon or sit in the spoon. I'm not doing a very good job of demonstrating that. They just kind of hang off the spoon. Anyway, that's just random stuff. Oh, there's an escapee. Oh, there's multiple escapees. So yes, those are the things that I am working on that I can show you now. I've got to post out this trade, and I also have a birthday present to post out tomorrow. So that'll be good to finally get that posted. And yeah, I'm working on updates for the shop in Leith, Portal Leith, where I sell some bits and pieces. So I'm working on a shop update for that as well. And there's just so many things, and my house is such a mess. I really just need to get these things posted out so I can do a big cleanup and then continue working on the shop update and you know, survive the summer holidays. There's only 2 weeks left for Scotland summer holidays, which is lovely. It's been really nice to get back into routine. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. I hope everyone is having a nice summer and is not melting. And I am away to not lose my train of thought and get stuff done. Wish me luck. Bye.